Hello and welcome to All Hands on Tech, Pluralsight's podcast about developing technology skills and embracing innovation. On this week's episode, we're bringing you the audio versions of a series of articles on the future of technology jobs. This series, which has proven itself to be quite popular on Pluralsight's blog over the past few months, includes tons of interesting insights from the World Economic Forum's The Future of Jobs report. We're excited to share the audio versions of 4 different articles focusing on blockchain, machine learning, cloud computing, and big data analytics. Please enjoy.
Tech jobs of tomorrow. Blockchain. Blockchain, or distributed ledger technology, DLT, is the emerging technology seemingly everyone is talking about. And a growing number of professionals are asking the question, will my industry, company, and role be affected? While some evidence suggests that specific applications of distributed ledger technology, such as cryptocurrency, are cooling off from a corporate perspective, the answer to the question is still largely yes. This is because society is in the midst of the 4th industrial revolution, where rapid technological developments are shifting the line between jobs performed by humans and those carried out by machines and algorithms. With blockchain being one of those disruptive developments, companies will need to make strategic decisions regarding hiring and skill building to leverage DLT and enhance the economic value it creates. As certain tasks become automated in the future, companies will need to reconstruct traditional job roles, augment their productivity, or create new ones entirely. To maintain business growth in an era of evolving technologies that require an ever-changing set of skills, businesses must invest in their human capital. While nearly half of all companies surveyed intended to adopt DLT by 2022, blockchain is predicted to have the greatest impact on the financial services industry, where 73% of surveyed executives expect their enterprise to have adopted it by 2022. This is in line with current market trends, as countless projects are cropping up with the aim of utilizing blockchain to increase the efficiency and security of cross-border payments, share trading, contract enforcement, online identity management, rewards programs, and more. The 2 other industries most poised to deploy DLT tools are global health and healthcare and information and communication, with 67% of companies in these industries expecting to adopt blockchain in some form by 2022. Changes could be seen in optimizing existing business operations to disrupt the way sensitive information is kept private. Enabling the decentralized and secure storage and transfer of information, blockchain has been recognized in Blockchain in Healthcare Today, a new academic journal, to have prominent potential to improve areas such as medical record keeping and distribution, and also patient consent management. The first industrial revolution made a number of jobs redundant through mechanization, while necessitating new roles to complement these technologies. And the proliferation of automation and artificial intelligence that will come as a result of the 4th industrial revolution will be no different. Non-technical roles such as bookkeeping, material recording, and data entry clerks will be rendered redundant by DLT. However, the Future of Jobs report predicts that companies shifting tax allocation and juggling of roles in the workplace will yield a net positive return in employment. An estimated 75 million jobs will be displaced by all new technologies, but 133 million additional roles will become available. Given that blockchain is still a novel, difficult to understand technology for many industries, it's no surprise that the 3 industries anticipating the largest adoption of DLT are already thinking about how to address large skills gaps. In fact, at least 20% of companies in finance, healthcare, and information sectors anticipate an average of 6 to 12 months of reskilling to get their workforce prepared to adopt new technologies. There is an undeniable opportunity to take advantage of DLT, but it requires planning and significant reskilling in order to produce results. As you look to the future of blockchain for your company or your team, here are 3 industry-specific considerations to keep in mind. Number 1, blockchain in finance. The financial services industry in particular is poised to look far different in 2022 than it does now, for one critical reason: automation. The change in how many work hours will shift from humans to machines, specifically for key tasks like administration, communication, and data processing, is more pronounced in the financial services than in any other industry. Blockchain could accelerate an organization's journey towards automation, or that growth may rely on more proven technologies such as app development and machine learning. Number 2, blockchain in healthcare. DLT has well-known applications as an encryption tool for health records, but its potential to be the gold standard of food safety is game-changing. Could foodborne illnesses be contained at rapid speeds with access to an immutable history of our food supply? Enhanced supply chain tracking could stop the next romaine E. coli breakout before it happens. Number 3, blockchain in information and communication. The drive for automation in communication and information processing will continue to intersect with the growing need for advanced soft skills, such as persuasion and creativity in human-centered roles. That intersection could serve to lift both technical and soft skills in tandem if you're committed to not leaving the latter behind. Tech jobs of tomorrow. Machine learning. Perhaps more than any other emerging technology, machine learning sits at the core of the fourth industrial revolution for its potential to drastically change the nature of tasks, job roles, and necessary skills. Machine learning platforms automate the task of finding meaningful patterns in data, making it easier to get insights from extremely large datasets. That, in turn, supports the application of artificial intelligence, or AI, automation, and vast innovation across industries. As more tasks become automated, companies will need to evolve existing roles and create new ones to meet the challenging demand. To weather this next industrial revolution, companies should invest in their workforce to embrace machine learning instead of being overcome by it. For industries considering the potential impact of machine learning on business processes and job roles, it's not a question of if, but how much they'll put machine learning to use to drive growth and innovation. 2018 was a bellwether year for machine learning, with companies growing their AI initiatives to advance autonomous driving, data security, fraud detection, and personalization of the retail experience, among numerous other applications. And it doesn't appear to be slowing down. The Future of Jobs survey found that 73% of all companies are planning to adopt machine learning in some form within the next 3 years. That impact will be immediately felt in the information and communications technology, ICT sector, with 91% of survey respondents planning to adopt machine learning by 2022. The two other sectors shifting rapidly to adopt machine learning the most are the automotive, aerospace, supply chain, and transport, and also consumer, with 87% and 82% of companies in these industries expected to adopt machine learning in some form by 2020. By some estimates, new technologies like machine learning may displace 75 million jobs over the next 3 years. Yet the potential for new roles to emerge is even larger, representing a predicted 133 million jobs, a significant net growth in employment. According to the Future of Jobs report, this massive shift towards machine learning adoption will require the reskilling of at least 50% of the current workforce, as well as the broad education and training support to accommodate the new roles. Companies overwhelmed by the prospect of adopting machine learning technology at a large scale should focus on finding value and time savings in critical organizations where adoption will be most seamless, and use those successful test cases as a roadmap for other organizations. For example, beginning with automating simple, repeatable tasks in IT frees humans from repetitive work and empowers them to devote time to strategic and creative activities. Those activities will then fuel continued technological innovation. In other words, human creativity, deep work, and cognitively demanding tasks will get a boost as manual administrative asks such as data entry, bookkeeping, and accounting are handled through automation. While the reality of automation becoming mainstream brings up very real concerns around job displacement, companies can prepare by devoting resources and attention to the growth of key machine learning-related roles. Taking advantage of machine learning requires methodical planning and skills redevelopment. When evaluating the potential of automation for your company via machine learning and AI, here are 3 industry-specific considerations to keep in mind. Number 1, machine learning in information and communication technology industries. Machine learning could accelerate organizations' ability to automate the operation and maintenance of ICT networks and services, making emerging 5G networks more efficient, for example. But the uses extend beyond network expansion and efficiency into other areas of business. A mix of machine learning and data science best practices can help organizations optimize pricing models to help maximize profits, as well as improve threat detection capabilities. As with all industries that deal with communication, though, the question remains, How will you responsibly hand over historically human-driven functions like communication to machines without dehumanizing them? Number 2. Machine learning in automotive, aerospace, supply chain, and transport industries. Companies will increasingly rely on data scientists and AI and machine learning specialists to take advantage of opportunities to improve the customer experience and drive greater efficiency and productivity across the supply chain. In addition to feeding the growth of autonomous driving, the automotive, aerospace, supply chain, and transport industries will use machine learning in other revolutionary ways. This includes predictive maintenance of large machines and equipment, delivering forecasting, and human-robot collaboration. Number 3. Machine learning in consumer industries. Will companies be able to use machine learning to identify what customers want before the actual customer does? With a clear roadmap that incorporates skilling and reskilling the workforce, machine learning could accelerate the ability of companies in this industry to predict buying behaviors, anticipate and avoid customer churn, and personalize the shopping experience while driving greater overall productivity. Organizations that take the time to better understand the potential of machine learning in their field and develop a clear strategy to evolve their value chain will find themselves better prepared to take advantage of machine learning's vast potential. Just as important will be getting real about their ability to meet these new skills in their local labor market and creating a skilling approach that addresses the workforce shift. Tech jobs of tomorrow: cloud computing. When it comes to digital transformation, one technology is poised as a key enabler in supporting business agility and innovation: cloud computing. According to Forrester, in 2019, cloud computing will firmly establish itself as the foundation of tomorrow's enterprise application platforms. In this way, a solid cloud computing strategy acts as the gateway technology for companies to feel comfortable and confident adopting other emerging technologies in the years to come. More than half of companies have already implemented public or private cloud solutions, according to IDG's 2018 State of Digital Business Transformation. IDG also expects cloud computing's role to grow over the coming years, with many companies adopting a cloud-only approach for new systems. Like each of the technologies listed in the Future of Jobs report, cloud computing will transform roles across a range of industries. Overcoming workforce skills gaps is a top job-related concern as technology leaders grapple with this increased demand for cloud. Cloud computing will be a strategic driver of new business models over the next 3 years, with 72% of companies reporting that they're likely to adopt cloud solutions by 2022. Industries who most anticipate adopting cloud computing by 2022 include information and communications technology, aviation, travel and tourism, and oil and gas. Cloud computing is changing IT job roles in a number of ways, with automation becoming the default and business models shifting to accommodate digital-first strategies. As a backbone to support these new models, companies are continuing to adopt DevOps practices, requiring developers and IT operations teams alike to learn new skills. Going forward, nimble teams will be expected to understand a range of cloud platforms as well as automation, orchestration, configuration management, and security, all while adapting software development processes for applications and continual delivery cycles. Further, with the increased convergence of teams into multifunctional units, the need for soft skills like communication and collaboration will become that much more important. Across the 3 leading sectors, the aviation, travel, and tourism sector faces the largest reskilling challenges, with 68% of the workforce in that sector anticipating some length of training to adapt to cloud computing and other emerging technologies, according to the Future of Jobs report. Driving value from cloud computing calls for strong planning and ongoing reskilling to deliver results. When building your short and long-term cloud computing strategies, here are 3 industry-specific considerations to keep in mind. Number 1. Cloud computing in the information and communications technology industry. For companies in this industry, advances in cloud computing ranks as the second highest trend driving industry growth. Cloud computing will be instrumental to increasing adoption of automation in all of its forms, especially as machine learning revolutionizes the way digital information is filtered, cataloged, disseminated, and consumed. Companies in this industry hoping to compete on the machine learning front, consider chatbots for example, will need to ensure they have a solid, dependable cloud framework in place. Number 2. Cloud computing in the aviation, travel, and tourism industry. While barely making the top 10 list of trends driving innovation in this sector, cloud computing will be adopted by nearly 8 of 10 businesses in this industry by 2022, According to a recent World Economic Forum white paper, cloud computing offers companies the opportunity to radically reinvent their operations and create agile organizations in which innovation can flourish. We can expect cloud to enable a host of fundamental but necessary advancements in this space, including creating a more seamless and personalized travel experience for consumers and delivering better security across ports and borders. Number 3. Cloud computing in the oil and gas industries. Advances in cloud technology are the leading trend driving industry growth for the oil and gas industry, according to the Future of Jobs report. Cloud computing is already a mainstay for companies as they seek to increase their intelligence and automation capabilities to improve services and drive revenue growth. Significant and distributed computational power is needed to support data analytics in the field and deliver the insights needed to increase efficiency, the key to improving margins in this sector. Cloud technology could also support evolving seismic imaging technologies to improve the monitoring of wells, for example, or make development drilling more accurate and cost-efficient. As companies plan for the jobs, roles, and skills their technology-focused organizations will need in the future, success will come as leaders understand opportunities, map key skills gaps, and employ flexible hiring practices to attract and retain the best talent. No matter what happens, you can expect cloud technology to be at the center of that evolution. Tech jobs of tomorrow, big data. The WEF Future of Jobs report pinpoints the widespread adoption of big data analytics as one of the technological advances set to dominate 2018 to 2022. According to the report, 85% of all companies are likely or very likely to expand their adoption of user and entity big data analytics by 2022, making this technology category the leader in terms of emerging technology adoption. It's also important to note that the intersection of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and big data will drive a significant shift in how work is accomplished, with more tasks automated than ever before as the efficiency and availability of data increases. For example, it's estimated that 62% of information and data processing and information search and transmission tasks will be performed by machines by 2022, compared to 46% today. This shift in the nature of work will drive key skills gaps across industries. According to the Future of Jobs report, between 2018 and 2022, all industries expect sizable skills gaps, and more than 50% of the workforce will need at least some level of reskilling. While the data scientist role topped LinkedIn's list of most promising jobs of 2019, the company also estimated that more than 151,717 data science jobs are going unfulfilled in the United States alone. The impact of this shortage already keeps CIOs up at night. According to a 2018 KPMG report, big data and analytics lead the list of skills suffering from a skills shortage. A majority of companies in nearly every industry have adopted or are expected to adopt big data analytics by 2022, with information and communication technologies, aviation, travel and tourism, and global health and healthcare expected to adopt it at the highest rates. Given big data's level of popularity and the demand for data roles, companies in these industries and others can expect fierce competition for qualified individuals and should be planning well into the future to help mitigate against the damaging effects of skills shortages. But there is plenty of reason for optimism. As the workforce undergoes major reskilling efforts to account for key skills gaps caused by the Fourth Industrial Revolution, the WEF Future of Jobs report reports that up to 75 million jobs may be displaced in the move to machine-based tasks. However, 133 million new roles are predicted to emerge as the division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms evolves. As big data analytics adoption continues to grow, data scientists are needed to support the practical applications of machine learning and artificial intelligence. By doing so, large data sets are turned into actionable insights that solve new business challenges. From a job standpoint, these roles will be highly in demand across most industries, as will a new role called a big data specialist. This role is defined as related to understanding and leveraging the latest emerging technologies, and also includes AI and machine learning specialists, process automation experts, user experience and human-machine interaction design, and others. As should be expected, database and network specialists will also continue to be in demand to support the adoption of big data analytics and manage the required computing power. Ensuring that workforce gaps don't get in the way of your big data initiatives requires immediate and ongoing attention. Since competition for trained big data specialists is fierce, When defining your big data initiatives, here are 3 industry-specific considerations to keep in mind. Number 1. Big data in information and communications technology industry. For information and communications technology companies, skills gaps in local labor markets is one of the main barriers to adoption of emerging technologies. To help overcome this issue, 57% of companies in this industry will look to expand task-specialized contractors and other tactics to meet the immediate needs for talent. Machines will also play a role in filling these gaps, allowing humans to do mission-critical strategic work. The share of task hours that machines spend on administrative activities versus humans will grow from 39% to 57% as the need for data entry clerks, administrative support, user support, accounting, bookkeeping, and similar roles declines. Even with complex and technical activities, machines take on an increased share of the workload, from 25% in 2018 to 46% in 2022. Number 2. Big data in aviation, travel, and tourism. Among the 3 industries mentioned in this article, the aviation, travel, and tourism industry faces the largest reskilling challenges, with 68% of companies' workforces needing some form of training to adopt big data and other emerging technologies. With global tourism forecast to exceed $1.8 billion by 2030, organizations able to sort through the promise of big data and developing strong training and hiring programs stand to gain a major competitive advantage over those who take a more traditional or cautious approach. Number 3. Big data in global health and healthcare. Nearly 80% of global health and healthcare organizations report lacking an understanding of the opportunities as the biggest barrier to adoption of new technology, more than any other sector in the WEF report. This signals a need to modernize and be able to effectively compete with promising startups and technology-first health companies. According to Health IT Analytics, big data and predictive analytics can be used to develop risk-based scoring to determine when individuals might benefit from additional treatment or intervention, improve data-driven supply chain management, advance precision medicine, and augment data security, among other initiatives. Whether traditional healthcare companies can take advantage of these opportunities depends entirely on their ability to adopt and deploy foundational data technology effectively. Big data analytics is obviously expected to play a large role in that migration as a key input to machine and AI-driven tasks. When considering how ubiquitous big data and data science already is as a business function, it's fair to wonder whether big data should even be classified as an emerging technology or whether it's simply a must for any business hoping to compete.
Thank you for listening to All Hands on Tech. If you enjoy this show, please rate it on your podcast platform of choice. You can see episode transcripts and more info at pluralsight.com/podcast.